Hey, this is George. I just going on here to talk a little bit about prospecting, and yeah, I saw Brandon's call to action, and I wanted to give back a little bit because this is what I'm good at. Not good at the SEO portion of this. I'm totally, keep it simple, stupid. I made a lot of mistakes in the SEO portion of this when I first started out. Made things really complicated. I had 20 different hosting accounts. I've got this crazy PBN network that's taken all my time, and I wasn't working on what was really important, right? And what's really important is sales, right? What's really important is revenue, your net profits. And at the end of the day, I wasn't working on revenue. That's what fixes everything, is revenue. And I was getting stuck in, in this, that, and the other thing. So what I did was real simple. I sat down, I put a plan together, and I coveted my time, right? So I didn't worry about what all of my expenses were. I didn't worry about how much it cost to, sorry about that. I didn't worry about how much it cost to build my PBN network. I didn't worry about, saving $1 on outsourcing costs. What I worried about was how many calls, how many screencasts did I have to make to close a new client, right? Because that's what's important, clients, revenue. So at the end of the day, I figured out what my, metric was that worked for me. And everybody's going to be different, right? Everybody's going to be different. Not everybody's going to have the same closing skills. Not everybody is going to have the same ability to get that credit card. You really should, but there's a few tips that I have for just how to be efficient at that and how to get the right type of clients, because that's another thing, right? So you can't scale if you have one client that is taking all your time. So I just very recently ran into this situation. I had a client that was looking to basically pay me $6,000 a month, but that $6,000 a month, it didn't end up being worth it for me, because what they wanted was, number one, they wanted somebody that had an office, right? Which I could have done for them, I've got a little satellite office, but they wanted someone that really was going to build them a website. Right, that's something that I don't really like to do or want to do or have the time to do. So they wanted a 100-page website with a client portal, and they wanted e-commerce on it, and they wanted SEO work done, which is great. They would have loved to do that, but then they wanted, they wanted an AdWords campaign, and they wanted somebody that was going to be answering for their AdWords campaign every single day, that was going to be optimizing that, and then they wanted Facebook ads that were going to be remarketed towards this, that, and the other thing. It's like, honestly, at the end of the day, a project like that is cool, but I'm going to get lost in it, right? And maybe or maybe not, I'm even going to be able to do right by that client, and they were just already so uncomfortable with that fee that it was like trying to get me down and trying to get me down in price. And it's like, at the end of the day, this really isn't the type of client that I want, So I'm going to get business from that client still. I'm still going to get business from them, but I didn't want that type of business. I didn't want to be that guy that they're calling, day and night, crying and saying, hey, we're not going to meet our bottom line this month. We're going to go out of business. Dude, that's your fault from years of bad planning. I'm not, I don't want to be responsible for that, right? I want to be able to help you grow your business, and I can do that, and I'm going to, make a few new websites and take over a few local cities for them and get paid my $1,000 a month fee for that, instead of having this massive be-all, end-all project that is not even going to be a real moneymaker for me at the end of the day. So the point that I'm getting to is the most important thing for me is a sales funnel and narrowing that down and figuring what I need to do, in closing that sales funnel, right? So the first thing at the very top of that funnel is the right prospect, right? I want to get 5 prospects every single week that are good prospects, right? And for me, a good prospect is someone that has a good website. So like I already said, I don't want to build a website for anyone. So I want someone that has a good website, that understands the power of the internet because they've already invested in their website, or they're running Google AdWords, or they're doing something that proves that they want to get into the internet space. They're just not necessarily doing it correctly because they're ranking between page 2 and 7, right? So those are the people that I'm looking at. I have someone that that picks out those those prospects for me. I'll look at about 10 a week, and I'll actually choose 5 a week, and I'll send 5 screencasts every single week, right? That's my quota, and I will follow up with those people relentlessly until I close them. So out of those 5 screencasts, usually I can close 1. All right, that's basically my number with a sample size, large sample size enough to tell. So I'll send 5 screencasts, and it might not be that week, it might not be that month, but within 3 months, I'm going to close one of those first 5 people that I send a screencast to, right? So that's my sales funnel right there. That's how I do it. I have somebody, like I said, looking at prospects for me, and then I also have myself 45 minutes a night I'll devote just to sending that screencast to that client, and then follow up, and I write it down, and I have a little sheet of paper, nothing crazy. I've dealt with maybe multi-million-dollar proprietary CRMs before. I don't need all that shit, right? Excuse my French. I need something on paper that says, so I contacted this person on this date, I spoke to them last year, this is when I should contact them again. Let's send them an email, let's give them a phone call, let's message them on Facebook, let's have them talk to one of my current clients, a lot of different things like that to make them feel comfortable. And I'm also continuing I get in touch with their pain, right? When I have them hooked, I'm getting them in touch with their pain. So I'm talking about, the business that they're missing out on. I'm talking about the competitor that's taking 80% of their market share and how that could be their spot, and when I get that client, I have already started my business in a place of abundance, so I have those PBNs where I can rank quickly, and I don't have to spend all day doing it. I'm going to spend 10 minutes getting someone set up on Upwork. I'll whatever it is in the Rank Daddy training process. Do your press release, do your Web 2.0s, and start dropping some PBNs there. Stuff isn't rocket science if you have the right clients, right? So you see up on this screen, this is one that I found. This is just, don't take this client because it's somebody that I'm going to close, but basically, this is somebody that has a beautiful website. You can check it out. This website has hundreds of pages on it, and they're paying for Google AdWords, and they, right now they don't really have any substantial ranking power or influence. They're between spot 40 and 50 in pretty much every keyword that's going to make these people money. And I happen to have 3 other high-end landscape design clients. So, if they need references, I've got references. So, that's just my system for what it's worth. Hope this was helpful.